There are moments when the line between life and death disappears, and something unexplained intervenes. When all seems lost, a presence appears out of nowhere, defying logic. It leaves questions no one can answer. Today, you will hear real stories where the impossible saved lives. Case 1. The Ghost Train of Zaragoza. In the late 1970s, a group of workers was working at night on abandoned tracks in Zaragoza. The area had a dark past. A train had derailed years earlier, leaving several dead. That night, Antonio Perez heard the whistle of a locomotive, the screeching of metal. But the tracks had been closed for over 10 years. The workers ran, barely in time, before a collapse blocked the section. Hours later, rescuers confirmed that if they hadn't moved, they would have died. Several locals reported seeing a luminous figure shaped like a train moving along the old tracks. The newspaper Heraldo de Aragon titled, "The Train That Came Back from Death." The survivors always said that ghostly warning saved their lives. Case 2. The man who disappeared after praying at an accident. On a highway in the United States, a young man suffered a severe car accident. While waiting for the ambulance, an unknown man approached. He took his hand and prayed with him. When the paramedics arrived, the young man asked about his companion, but no one had seen him. Cameras recorded no other vehicle, and there were no footprints at the scene. The young man survived thanks to that moment of calm, but the man who helped him vanished without a trace. He was never seen again.
Case number 3. The lost hiker in the Alps. A young hiker got lost in the Swiss Alps during an unexpected snowstorm. Visibility was almost zero, and temperatures were dropping dangerously, freezing even the most exposed extremities. As he struggled through snow-covered rocks, he heard a clear voice that seemed to come from nowhere. Turn right and follow the pine trail. The voice had no recognizable human tone, and there was no one else around for miles. Confused, but feeling an inexplicable sense of trust, he decided to follow the instruction. Every step was a challenge. The snow crunched beneath his boots, and the wind seemed determined to push him toward the cliffs. After several minutes that felt like an eternity, the outline of a mountain hut appeared among the pines. A mountain guard awaited him at the entrance, offering shelter and food. The hiker tried to explain how he had found the hut, but the guard denied ever seeing him before and said that the trail had been closed weeks ago due to avalanches. There was no rational explanation for how he arrived, except for that invisible voice that guided him. Even today, he remembers every detail of that moment and feels a mixture of awe and gratitude toward the inexplicable presence that saved his life. Case number 4. The girl saved from the river. In a small Canadian town, a 7-year-old girl was playing near the river with her dog. Suddenly, the dog ran toward the water, and the girl followed without looking. As she was about to slip and fall in, an invisible shadow appeared behind her, and pushed her back at the critical moment. The girl fell to her knees, crying and frightened, while her dog barked in confusion. Her parents ran to her, and seeing her safe, asked what had happened. She explained that someone had saved her. But when they looked around, there was absolutely no one there. The parents and neighbors inspected the area. Bushes, rocks, no sign of human presence. No one had passed through. Years later, the girl vividly remembers the feeling of being protected by an invisible force, an intervention that changed her life in seconds. Every time she tells the story, she feels the mystery and the certainty that something inexplicable was there to save her. Case number 5. The Lost Hiker in the Bitterroot Mountains. On a freezing March 14, 2017, Michael Thompson, a 38-year-old geologist, ventured alone into the Bitterroot Mountains in Montana, USA, to document rock formations. What began as a routine exploration soon turned into a life-threatening ordeal. Caught in a sudden snowstorm, Michael lost the trail. Visibility dropped to nearly zero, and the temperature plunged, threatening hypothermia. Hours passed as he stumbled through snow-covered cliffs and icy ridges, each step more perilous than the last. Desperate, Michael turned on his flashlight and whispered prayers, hoping for a miracle. Suddenly, he noticed a faint glow through the trees and an inexplicable warmth that seemed to indicate a safe path. Trusting the sensation, he carefully navigated toward it. Every step was treacherous, yet the glow guided him. Minutes later, a rescue team spotted him in a clearing. Rescuers confirmed the area was impassable. Deep snow, sheer cliffs, and fierce winds. No human presence had been there. Yet Michael had followed an invisible guide to safety. The story was later reported in local newspapers. And Michael shared his experience countless times, remembering vividly the mysterious force that led him out of the snowstorm. Even today, he feels profound gratitude for that inexplicable presence that saved his life.
Sometimes, the line between life and death is unclear. Perhaps there are presences that never rest, and instead of causing fear, they return to protect. Were these coincidences, faith, or something we cannot explain? Only you can decide what to believe.
If mysteries pull you in, don't leave without hitting like, subscribe, and stay close. Because the darkest stories are yet to be told.